And you wonder why they attack you.
Ain't as bad as they think they are. Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. It's a beautiful but going to be a cold day here on the farm today. We had that nor'easter come through yesterday and we got quite a bit of rain. Not as much as they were expecting us to have. Angel, stop. But we got some stuff we need to do around here this morning. I'm going to work on fixing that bale spear on the New Holland. Broke that the other day. And we've got a magic bucket. This is Saunders cleans out the refrigerator from time to time, and we create some pretty good supplemental feed for some of our animals. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's feed some chickens, feed some pigs, take some hay to the cows, build a fire, see what else goes on around here today. Every morning coming up to the shop is always an adventure as to what the dogs have gotten into overnight. We close, so this is our shop, about a 40 by 60 shop. We'll turn the lights on. We close the dogs in, the healers and Sophie. We shut them up in here at night so they don't get into mischief. They're safe. We build a fire so they stay warm. I mean, we work hard to try to take care of our animals. But every morning, it's an adventure to see what they've gotten into overnight. Looks like they got into a carpenter's belt overnight and found part of a roll of blue paper towels. And Angel's got a bone that, my goodness. We'll get a broom, sweep this up. That's just part of it. Like I say, it's always an adventure. What have the healers gotten into overnight? Paper towel plumb over here. So I'm using one of my homemade fire starters, and this is a toilet paper tube with some sawdust and wax down in it. And I had a couple folks ask me about how I make those. Well, I got to looking around on YouTube, and there are some folks out there that sell fire starters, fire starting material in bags. It's a pretty good sized channel. A lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. If I could figure out how to do that, and we had some of that for sale, would y'all be interested in buying it? Leave me a comment down below and we may try to figure that thing out. Alright, we're going to let this go for a little while. But I've got a special guest with me this morning.
Hey.
She's going to go with me and do chores. I'm feeling a little under the weather. I've been kind of crummy the past 2 days.
3.
We're going to go do chores. You need a head cover.
Oh, we're going to stop and get it.
Let's go get it. Reuben the chore dog. Maggie the crazy dog. We need to do a video, the dogs of Sheridan Park Farms, don't we?
Yeah.
Just kind of introduce everybody, talk about their jobs, how they came to be with us, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun video to do it. You ready for some cold weather work now, ain't you?
I'm ready now.
All right. Water for the rabbits here. What are we taking here, doll?
We'll take 2 chicken and 1 pig.
2 chicken, 1. My goodness, them shadows are harsh this morning.
Huh?
The shadows are harsh this morning.
I'll get it. Let me get it.
I'm gonna help you.
Let me get it.
Well, I'm going to, but I'm gonna help you.
Ah.
Let's see. There you So we're in here in the rabbit barn, and the other day These rabbits had a little visitor. I'll post a picture of it right now. Sandra found that guy walking around on top of the, man, that sun's bright. Sandra found that guy walking around on top of the rabbit cages. I think he was right up in here. And I believe Angel got him later in the day, didn't she?
Yeah. She either got that one or a different one, but she got one.
She got it.
So Maggie and Reuben, I pushed it off the top of the cage. And Maggie and Reuben saw it. They just kind of looked at it. And then once it started running, they went after it. So it got away from them two. But Angel saw what happened, and she got on the job and watched for it and messed around all day trying to find it.
Because it looks like the hole form's just right outside the barn.
Yeah, the hole form's right out here. So got up the next morning, and she was successful in her hunting endeavors overnight.
We could have had us some pasture-raised canned possum, couldn't we?
Canned possum.
Yeah, boy.
Can't beat it.
We're going to breed these guys anymore?
Not this year.
Not this year. We'll wait till spring.
Yeah, I've got 21 out in the field. We'll go look at them in a minute. I've got 21 that are ready to process.
Yeah.
Will you check the nipples for
We
me?
sell them as pet food, though, don't we?
Yes.
So on these rabbits, we fill their feeders, and then just mash down on their little drinker nipples to make sure everything's flowing good.
I know a lot of people that keep rabbits don't free feed like we do. But I've only had one to overeat, one mama. And the rest of them here have done just fine. So I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that box, is there?
Nope, nothing in the box.
We can go ahead and take that out.
No babies. Okay.
So this is our newest mama, and we've got a nesting box in with her because she was out with the meat rabbits, the ones that we're going to grow out to eat. But she has a beautiful color into her, and that's why I decided I wanted to keep her. And I went out one day, and one of the bucks has mounted her, and I didn't see a fall off, but I saw him mount her. So I decided to put a box in just in case. But thankfully, she was not pregnant.
She's way past her window now, ain't she?
Yeah, she's way past.
Let me pull that out.
And the one that she replaced, the white one, she was mean as a striped snake. I mean, she was
She'd
bad.
come after you when you'd open the cage.
Oh yeah, she would come after you.
All right, there's the rabbits. Y'all, I think we've entered mud season. Good morning, piggies.
Here comes Red.
Yep, back there comes Big Red. My goodness. So, we took one of our feeders off. We had 4 feeders, so we took one of them off the other day. Had a customer.
Hernia pig.
Yeah, we called it hernia pig. Had an umbilical hernia. So we've got 3 feeders left. These 3 are going to go away when, Sandra?
January.
They're going away in January, which is going to leave us with 3 brood sows. We got the spotted girl, we got the big black girl, who has always been our superstar. She has consistently had 13, 14, and 15, and weaned 13, 14, and 15. She is an awesome, awesome mom. Look at the hams on that girl. And Big Red over here, y'all remember Big Red? She's the one that ran over Sandra. I'll not repost that painful clip of a video. But so we're going to end up rebreeding the 3 brood sows so that we've got some piglets. If they're not already bred, there's a boar, uncut boar that's been in here. He is not related to any of these. There's an uncut boar that's in here, this guy right here. And we think he may have tagged, so we're going to start watching for heat here in the next couple of weeks and see if we can detect any heat on these girls. If so, then we'll mark that on the calendar, and then we'll march that out. And we'll do some artificial insemination so that we've got some piglets. I've had people ask, we're not getting out of pigs, are we?
No.
We're just cutting back. We need the ground for grazing. In the past, we've grazed cattle all in this area up here, so we need the ground for grazing. Pigs, in terms of labor, are a huge amount of labor. Input costs have gone up with the cost of feed increasing. So we're just going to cut back. We have talked to a contract grower, somebody that raises pigs in the same kind of manner as we do, about potentially buying some finished pigs from them. Bigger operation, grow their own feed so they're able to grow a little cheaper, because we still need to be able to make a profit on this. You know, we're not a charity around here. We got to make this thing pay for itself, don't we?
Yeah, we gotta pay the bills.
So we've talked to a contract grower about potentially buying some finished pigs off of them, growing in the same manner that we do.
And the same breed.
And the same breed, yeah, they do it.
Berkshire Duroc Cross.
Yep. So we're going to see how that goes out, how that works out. Time will tell. But, you know, it's like everything else. You just got to kind of evolve and figure out what works best and how to make the business viable, right?
Yep.
So, but anyway, we're not getting out of pigs. People ask us all, are you getting out of pigs? How many pigs you got left? Well, we got some pigs left, but we're not getting out totally. So just changing up a little bit.
We can get Maggie to run her back in.
Good job, Maggie. You're doing it.
Put her in there, Reuben.
Got this little girl got out. Reuben, let's go. Run her in. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Run her in. All right, that's good.
Well, that little calf gets out all the time.
Yep.
She comes over here and eats the rabbit food.
Yeah, just alfalfa pellets. So I've had some folks make some disparaging remarks about my healers, and I get they're a little wild and they're not perfectly trained. But what we're finding is they're starting to kind of get it figured out. We moved cows the other day across, I didn't record this, we moved cows the other day across the road, and Reuben was spot on. He got around behind the cows, pushed them down to the gate, and pushed them through the gate and across the road, and only lost one. And so for an untrained dog, he's got some pretty good instincts on what he's doing. So I know sometimes they look like they're wild, and sometimes they are wild, but I think they're starting to get it figured out. I need to do a little research about how to train and how to, they know what to do. It's just steering them left, right, forward, back, stop, go. Figuring out how to do that with them, I think, is the trick. But for as far as the natural instinct goes, these two dogs, I think they got it figured out. We're good. That's good. This one's good. The black one's the only one that needs water. I don't know, she can't get in that. She can't get in those.
Yeah.
She lifted up with her nose.
Yeah, she lifts it up with her nose and eats down as far as she can. I bet you all 6 of these are empty.
Probably. Well, they got that big long tongue. They'll reach down in there and get it. We just had made the comment that we had not lost a top due to the wind. We got some pretty vicious winds coming through here. Did it get you?
No.
It about got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an action shot you can't plan for.
But we don't tie them down to the tractors.
That's right. And why don't we tie them down to the tractor?
Because we had a wind blow the whole thing over and kill 2 or 3 rabbits.
Yeah. They're better to let them be able to blow off than to flip a tractor over.
all around right here. I'm gonna go out here and work on their water.
Okay. Them some loud geese, ain't they?
They're doing their job.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with these geese. I think I've got 2 males and 5 females. If anybody's interested, I'd sell a male and 2 females. Shoot us a message.
There we go.
And you wonder why they attack you.
Ain't as bad as they think they are. So these are our juvenile egg layers. These guys are, how old are these birds now, Sandra? 16 weeks, 18 weeks? Ballpark?
They're probably 16, 18, yeah.
16 or 18 weeks. And we're going to be replacing some of our egg chickens down here in the egg mobile with some of these guys, or with all of these guys. We've elected to go back to more of a standard, big-bodied, hardier breeded bird. So there's basically 4 breeds of chickens in here. These gold colored ones are Buff Orpingtons. The black ones with the with a lot of the white stripes on them are Dominiques or Dominickers. The ones that are more solid black with some white markings on them, like that little, oh, they're running from me. Those are Aconas. That's a dark black colored chicken, there they are, that lays a white egg. The Buffs and the Dominickers are brown egg layers. And then all these odd looking birds, like this guy right here, that one there, all those are Dominickers. There's one back there. Those, the odd looking ones like that one, are Easter eggers. So they are colored egg layers. So they'll lay blues and greens and that kind of thing. We got a lot of customers that, when we package up eggs, we put some of the colored eggs in with the brown ones, and folks really like that, don't they? They always get comments, what pretty eggs. So
Yeah. And they're pastels.
Yeah,
They're not real hard.
yeah, it's not a real dark color. So, but you got a magic bucket for these guys, ain't you?
I do.
Yeah, let's give them the magic bucket and see what they do with that thing. So if you've got chickens and you are not feeding your kitchen scraps to your chickens, you are missing out big time, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this is just kitchen scraps, cleaned out the fridge, stuff that, you know, save leftovers that don't get eaten, that kind of thing. But we'll give these to the chickens, see what they do with it.
This is one of their first times getting scraps.
Yeah.
And you can tell, because they're not just running to it.
See what they do with it here. We'll give them a second. Let me back off here.
All a bunch of chickens. Nobody's brave enough to go up and try it.
Who's going to be the first customer? I'm going to bet it's a Dominicker. You know, one of them gets in there and starts, everybody will go, because we can't have another chicken getting a bite of something that we ain't got.
Oh well.
They'll figure it out. Starting to figure it out now, ain't they?
They're fascinated with the dogs.
With the what?
The dogs. Every
Oh.
time I come out here with Sophie, they're just fascinated with her.
Had a few folks ask about the wood miser and running some more stuff on the sawmill. I bought a big load of logs the other day, and we've painted the ends with some white latex barn paint. That was all I had. Don't have any anchor seal. I need to get some, but we went ahead and painted the ends to keep them from checking. Most of this white pine and poplar. I think all of it's white pine and poplar. So we'll be using this for some framing lumber and also for some siding for some projects that we got coming up here on the farm, some things I want to build. But we got some really nice poplar in here. I mean, this stuff is, there's a couple of these that are clear. I mean, just as clear as they can be, no knots, nothing. Got these from a tree service that came from the edge of the woods. He said they weren't actually in the yard, but they were along the edge, so we'll be real careful, make sure we don't get into any metal on them. But he said he thought that they probably should be okay. Famous last words, of course. And then the pine is kind of small. Most of the pine that we got is kind of small. There's a couple of good sized ones right here, probably 18, 20 inches in diameter. And they're pretty clear, so we should get some decent stuff out of this. But yeah, we need to get the wood miser back out and get it fired up. We're trying to figure out what we want to do with it in terms of where we put it. It's up in the shop right now and it's in the way, but I don't want to bring it outside and leave it outside. We're thinking we may end up with it in the hay barn over here, but we got a clear spot out for it. And I've still got some other stuff here that I had got earlier in the year. I think there's a couple of hickories, some big white oak. We've not painted those. They've checked pretty bad. I don't know how it's going to end up working out, but just getting started. You know, we're trying to figure this wood miser thing out. These, I think I'm going to end up cutting these two up. These are white pine limbs off of a really big tree. I think we're probably going to end up cutting that stuff up for firewood, but that's what's happening in the wood world. All right, we're going to be lazy about this, and instead of using the tractor, we're going to see if we can't just push this over onto the buggy. These hay bales are not light.
I forgot to put the tailgate down.
That's all right.
Look at you go. Lord have
We
mercy.
can get her over there.
Very nice.
Does my manliness affect you in any positive way?
Can you talk about that on YouTube?
I didn't mean nothing derogatory about it, but you know, with all these soy boy, man bun, high water breeches,
Tight pants.
tight, skinny jean wearing fellers nowadays, I didn't know if maybe my manliness was a positive influence on you or not.
Manly man.
Yeah. You know, just push it off.
Yeah.
Huh?
Doink.
Don't think I'd reckon. More over there on the side. Did all of it?
I think we got it. That was a good video.
Yeah. All right, there it is, the chores. Got everybody fed and watered and taken care of. So that was filmed first part of the day, and I'm filming this towards the end of the day. Son and I had to run to the county next door and pick up a piece of equipment for farmers markets for next year. More to come on that later on, but we've got some big changes coming for our farmers markets for next year. But we were going over to pick that up, and we started talking about kind of our journey in farming and how we had arrived at where we're at now and how much time that it had taken to get here, and the difference in how things were when we started versus how things are now. And the theme that sort of popped up there was delayed gratification. And we talked about how that very first year we ordered our first batch of chicks, I think in November or December, saved up the money to order those. And then between the time we ordered them and the time they came, we had to save up some money to buy a brooder. Well, while they were in the brooder, then we had to save up money to build that first chicken tractor. And how we had sort of bootstrapped and built this thing by reinvesting the profits and reinvesting money that we had made back into the business, and also how we had put a lot of our own personal money into the business to get it up and going, and how lucky we had really been to make it as far as we have. We've seen farmers that have started and worked for a short period of time and then fell out. We've seen farmers that have started and worked for years and years and then fallen off, and everybody has their own unique set of circumstances. But one of the things that I've seen most recently is this idea of not having instant success and not reaching the goal that you wanted to reach in the time frame that you wanted to reach it in. And there's a lot of grind. There's a lot of necessary. You have to stick with it and embrace the suck sometimes, and power through some of those disappointments and setbacks. Lord knows we've had them. We've had disappointments and we've had setbacks. But another thing that got me to thinking about that was, last week I went over and bought that wood splitter from our friend Nathan from Out of the Woods, and he and I were talking about YouTube. And, I am envious of Nathan and where he is with his YouTube channel, because he has reached levels of success that I would like to reach. The difference is Nathan's been doing it for a couple of years longer than I have. And I look at folks that are starting out on YouTube, and I have people that reach out and ask questions and are frustrated because they're not at, 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, whatever the case may be, but they've only gotten started. They've got, 10 or 15 videos, and they've been doing it for, 2 or 3 months. And nothing in this world worth having, I've decided, is worth having if it's instant. There's a lot of grind, and being able to stick with things through tough times makes the easy times that much more satisfying. And there's work that has to be done, and nothing worth having is going to happen instantly. We live in this world now where if I want to know, how tall George Washington was, I can pick up my phone and I can find out in 2 seconds. We have this instant world where everything that we want is at our fingertips. Everything we think that we want is at our fingertips. But the real tangible things, the quality in a relationship, the success in a business, the being able to see a difference in the land whenever you're working it, none of that's instant. It takes work, it takes time, and it takes persistence. And I think that we've grown so accustomed to having everything at our fingertips and being able to have that information, to see that thing, to order that thing on Amazon and it be at our doorstep the next day, I think has really lulled us into a very false sense of what success really is. We hear about folks that go to work at companies and they work for years and years and years before they're ever promoted into a management role or promoted into a C-suite role. But what we don't see is those folks getting up every morning, going to work, grinding it out, being diligent in their chore, and working to be successful on a day-to-day basis. And so for those of you that are getting started in farming, you're starting YouTube, whatever the case may be, please don't get caught up in this feeling that success is tomorrow. Success is not tomorrow. Success is weeks, months, years down the line that it takes work to get to. So that was sort of the conversation that we had going down the road to pick up this new thing that we've got coming for our farmers markets. Again, this is something that year one, we never would have dreamed we would ever be doing this kind of thing in our farm business. So we're excited to see where it leads and where it goes. It is an investment, We had to put out some money for part of the equipment today. Now there's going to be some build out. So we're excited to see what's going to happen with that. So I think I've rambled enough. Pulling a little Pete, little fireside chat here. Like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.